Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
It is a Wednesday for the Bostonian versus the Book on 2/22/23. It's a good day.
A lot of twos, a lot of threes. What are you talking about?
Good day for me. 247. My numbers. Let's
Twos,
roll.
fours, sevens, or something.
He is Dave Sharapan, the Book. I'm Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. We have a lot of good things to get to on the program today. But first and foremost, is this the Lakers? Is this the Clippers? What is this Los Angeles hat that you were wearing today, Dave?
I mean, you put in the rundown. We might talk about some NBA futures. Is it time? And the old school script, Los Angeles. This covers it all. This could go Dodgers. This could go old school Lakers. This could go.
But what is the hat officially?
Just says Los Angeles.
It's just a Los Angeles hat. There's no team emblem. There's no connection to it.
Just says Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a hat that just says Los Angeles. But no.
Yeah,
no
that's old
connection.
school script right there, son. That's
Wow.
nice. I don't know.
I
love
colors,
it.
though. I like the colors.
Yeah, the colors are great. It goes with a lot of stuff, and I like to wear it. And it's a perfect fitting hat. And I have yet to find another one.
Oh.
So I got to be careful. Like, you can't wear this outside, like with this wind and everything else that's going on in Las Vegas. Like, it's not an outside hat right now. Can't wear it in the heat.
Outside.
And it's not an outside hat right now.
That's
It just
good.
can't be done.
Interesting. Yeah, the heat does fade things pretty fast. It's kind of
Bad.
Crazy. Yeah. Bad was the wind last night.
Oh,
so I made the mistake of yesterday was trash day. So I left the barrel outside. So I realized at about 6 o'clock, sun goes down. And I go, oh no, the wind.
Yeah.
My barrel was 7 houses down.
Yeah.
It was all the way. I was like, oh no, someone's gonna yell at me. I'm gonna get reported to the HOA for leaving my barrels that became flying, projectile objects here in Vegas. I mean,
Neighbor's
70
tree almost came out of the
Really?
ground yesterday. Yeah. It was
Same neighbor or different neighbor? Because the last time we had a windstorm,
that was
the
down
same.
the street. Yeah, no, this was next door. This that is like in Aruba and Curacao, in that part of the world, they have divvy trees that are literally, because of the trade winds, they grow like this.
Sideways.
Like, yeah. So it's called divvy trees, DIVI trees. Looked like I had a divvy tree next door. I was like, uh-oh. But that thing was on, it's
Somebody should
tied
call
and
their
it's
band. That'd be a great band name. Divvy Tree is
Tree? Oh, it's the best.
That's a good band name.
It's great.
Someone should steal that.
Yeah.
I like that. Divvy
So-
Tree. It rolls off the tongue nicely.
I used to say it every day. I'm like, hey, I'd say to the girls in the office, you guys see a divvy tree today? And they're like, Dave, why do you say that? And I'm like, I just like saying divvy tree. Yeah. So yeah, we almost had one yesterday. It was gonna be bad news, but no, we're good. Now the allergies have kicked up. Do you get the allergy problem? Like with the wind?
So I get it, not like you. I get more of like everything dries out. So I get very dry and I can't stand it. So I'm constantly drinking, constantly trying to keep my throat,
right. A lot of water.
I get very dry. So I don't get the stuffy congestion as much. I do get it in the summer, late in the summer when the pollen explodes. Like right now, we're not too bad with the pollen. It's more dust that's everywhere. That causes me to get really dry, but the pollen later in a couple of months, yes,
The worst.
is the worst.
The worst.
My eyes itch.
The boys in the chat are concerned about your arm after your fall yesterday on the steps. Are you
My
bruised
elbow,
up?
my elbow is about 2 times the size what it should be. I thought it was going to be my arm. You ever fall and realize you hit a part of your body and you don't realize you hit that part of your body because like one part took most of the brunt. So my bicep, I fell while I was holding the dog. I fell and all my weight came cracking down right on my bicep.
Right.
But what I didn't realize is that my elbow cracked down.
Yeah.
And now it is swollen like a golf ball on the side of it. It stinks. I hit it. Yeah, I hit it last night and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that?
Yeah.
And then I realized, I'm in pain. So I'm okay. I'm fighting through it today. I'm doing my best. I'm playing hurt, if you will.
Day to day, yeah, questionable, but
Upper
he's
body
here
injury.
performing. Yeah, upper body injury, that's fine. We're gonna get ready for all of that for the NHL playoffs, how those things get reported. Yeah, I tripped down the steps, I don't know
No
how long
video of
ago it
me.
was.
Because actually, you know what? There actually might have been video of me. I didn't check that.
Yeah, there's video.
My downstairs camera probably did catch that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rewind that today. Find that.
I have to go back and
Find the
find that.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put that
'cause
if
if
I
you can
find
get
it,
the
I'll
video,
tweet it out, yeah.
we can put that out, that'll
Of
be
me
great.
going
Yeah,
zip and following. I fell on the
boom.
part of the stairs that you would be able to see me, but I don't know how far up you can see. I'll have to check that out. So good. But yeah, I fell pretty hard yesterday. So I'm good. What also is good is a 19-2 run. And I'm almost mad that I'm talking about this. I was tempted not to put this out there, but I think everybody in the brigade already knows it because they've all been trailing it. But the Wild first period under, it's coming in easily every single time they're playing.
And what did Otto tell us yesterday? Say thank you.
Yes. Plus
And
money. It was
that
plus 115. 19-2.
what are we doing? What like again, if we're in a room and I hear the show, I go, "Are you guys paying any attention? Who's doing the hockey? Make it minus money. Let them lay it. Be wrong on the other side.
Right.
Let them take the plus. Go ahead. 19-2 is pretty good.
He made a good point. Otto made a good point that I didn't think about, that this is a coaching strategy by the Wild. Because the second period over did not come in yesterday.
Right.
2-1 final. And second periods were pretty bad. We'll get to that in a second. But he said it's a coaching decision by the Wild to start the way that they start.
Well, it's a coaching decision, period. It's their whole philosophy.
Yeah.
Like this is so the first time I really remember seeing this was so I graduated school and I'm at home and I'm watching a ton of hockey and I was going to all the Penguin games because we still had the season tickets and the New Jersey Devils were playing at what they called that left wing lock, whatever that was in the mid to late 90s. And they started because it couldn't really keep up with teams like the Penguins, the high offensive teams. The only way to do it was to clog everything up and make it just like a slushy mess. Teams like the Wild are trying to slow it down because they ain't got no scoring. Wild fans, seriously, it's not personal. They cannot score goals. They just don't do it. So they're trying to win every game like a soccer team that's playing every game to be 2-1 and them
Right.
the two, right? They're hoping to play these games like that. So I mean, at some point, the number, it can adjust, right? One can be the only number, right? So what do? You make the juice absurd, you leave it 1.5, or you just keep betting it. But the second periods, I think the second period is random more
Yeah.
than it's a coaching decision. It's like for teams like the Wild, I think it's more we're playing this way all the time. It just happens to carry over into the second period where the other team opens it up a little bit more. Those long line changes and all that other stuff.
Well, it's funny because Otto wrote to us on Twitter last night. He was like, "Oh, well, of course I go on the show and second period unders didn't come in yesterday." And it's true. I mean, there's some
Second
truth.
period overs.
Sorry, excuse me. Second period
Yeah.
overs. Thank you.
Second period overs.
Did not come in the way that he thought they were going to. And, I had a parlay. I don't know how Edmonton, Connor McDavid hit a post with 30 seconds to go in the period that would have cashed my parlay
Yeah.
inside of the
happens.
post. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was just so like what I said to him was, I was like, look, it's just don't apologize. It's just how it goes. It's a one random thing. Like it's a way
Right.
things go. It's nothing to be, apologizing for, but it was a frustrating day if you were betting second period unders. Today, it's interesting. The Jets and the Islanders over 1.5 goals in the second period, only minus 145. Blackhawks and the Stars is minus 175, and the Flames and the Coyotes is minus 185. Do you subscribe to the idea that like it goes back and forth, bang bang, like it was bad yesterday, could be good today with only 3 games?
Mm-mm.
No, I agree.
No, not
Yeah.
too much. I just
Yeah.
every day is different.
Game by
But
game.
these things go. I mean, you're seeing the runs. Like they're certain teams. It's just I I don't even know what I'm actually looking forward to Vancouver's next game. Like that's one of the teams that I'm trying to set a reminder to,
Get the
like,
over. Yes.
to not miss
Yeah. Every
the
time.
next Vancouver game. I mean, it's really it's fun not thinking and just
Right.
going, "Oh,
Just
they're
firing
playing,
it.
right?" Just putting it on and
Bet
just
the over.
checking it later and don't have to even they don't come that often. So they're playing St. Louis tomorrow.
Yep.
Perfect.
On the road.
Yeah, the
Over. And the
total
Blues
is
are
already 7.
the Blues are an over team at home. So you go
A
with the over
a
easy
guy
on that.
named So Money Sports on, Twitter, a hockey handicapper and a Vancouver guy.
Oh,
I have
wow.
to maybe reach out to him at some point and see if he'll come on the show. I did a couple shows with him on, BetQL,
Okay.
last year before. Anyhow, he goes on Twitter last night, was really funny while I was waiting at the airport for the Jess and the girls to get home from their flight. This is the end. I guess that's the end of the 6.5s in the Vancouver in the Canucks game.
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let's talk about this. Okay. So St. Louis is 7 tomorrow.
Yeah.
What will the Boston Bruins be on Saturday at home for Vancouver?
6.5, probably.
Right? Or maybe even 6.
Oh, yeah. 6?
I mean, at Dallas on the Monday following. And then they have a 5-game homestand.
Wait a second.
No,
hold on.
6-game homestand.
Boston's going on the road.
Correct. To Vancouver. Talking about the Canucks.
So they play at Seattle.
No,
Thursday.
at St. Louis Thursday.
I'm looking at the schedule right now. Boston is at
Oh, yeah, I'm
Seattle.
talking about Vancouver right now, not Boston.
Oh, I thought
about
we
the
were talking about
Canucks.
Boston. You're always talking about Boston.
No,
You
talking about the
confused.
Canucks. The Canucks. Vancouver
All right,
Canucks.
Canucks
Tomorrow
at
are
St.
at St. Louis.
Yes.
Then they're home for the Bruins.
On which day?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday,
Day
home for
off
the
in
Bruins.
between.
Then they play day off, and then they're at Dallas on Monday.
Ooh.
Okay. Then Vancouver has a 6-game homestand where they play Minnesota, Toronto, Nashville, Anaheim, Ottawa, and Dallas. There's going to be a 6 or 2 in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
just
there?
naturally. Yeah, Minnesota's going to be 6. The Wild's going to be a 6.5.
Probably. Yeah, that one will be the one.
That'll be a 6. At Dallas. Dallas is a home
At Dallas would be
under team.
Probably. Oh man,
That's 6.5, maybe 6, but 6.5 won't be 7.
might be 6 over minus a quarter minus 30. They'll juice the over. Yeah. Yep.
Toronto will be a 7. Nashville either 6.5 or 7. Anaheim is definitely a 7. Ottawa at home, I don't know, and then Dallas at home is probably a 7.
Huh.
But yet Vancouver is a team over the next. Today is the 22nd of February. Until the 16th of March, I would definitely be studying their games hard right now.
Yeah.
First period over, second period over, game over.
Oh my.
With Vancouver. It's an auto fire. Don't even think about it.
It's great. Yeah.
Gift for go in the first 10 minutes. Over 1.5 periods.
I mean, there's definitely going to be some 7s. This is the reluctance to move to 7 to start is funny to me. And this was one of the ones we used to battle in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And me and T Foss was the hockey guy. We were okay with everyone else using a number and us using a little different number. We had carte blanche to do it. We let them bet under 7. They're laying 20.
Well,
They're
they
laying
did that
25.
yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Edmonton yesterday was 7,
Right.
and the game stayed under.
Right.
Against the Flyers, the game went under. It was a 4-2 final.
4-2. Yeah.
Edmonton now is 38-17-3 to the over on the year.
Mm.
Vancouver is 37-17-3 on the year. So we're talking about teams like it. we know that you start at 6.5 whenever Edmonton or Vancouver are playing, and then your opponent will dictate the other half a goal. We going up a half a goal or down a half a goal?
Couple things real quick. I just looked down at the chat. OTG Bets finally got a day off to watch the show live, so he's watching the
Very
show
nice.
live again.
How
Thank
are
you,
you?
boys, for being here live, hitting the chat, scrolling in, chiming in, watching the show. Joel Arnold just came in and said lots of books are starting to put 2.5 on the second period total. Have you seen that?
Yes. Live, it's automatic.
To start?
No. William Hill and Caesars in-game.
As soon as a goal scored.
2.5 is
Bam.
the in-game second period number. It's every day. Every game, every day. 2.5. Plus 140, even money. Like, you might see a 2 once in a while, but I haven't seen at William Hill. Stations puts pre-game, pre-flop 1.5.
They're not right. Okay. Huh.
But if you go in-game, it's 2.5. And all they do is move the juice. It's 2.5, and they go up or down.
All right. So there's
On the
3
juice.
games tonight. I'll focus on those 3 games tonight.
Yeah, watch and see
I'll
what
be
William
on.
Hill Caesars
Yeah.
does after the first period when they pop the second period total.
Right.
It's 2.5. Like they're like, we're not letting you guys come in, take a free shot at 1.5 and come in and bury us. Even we're not even going to play with the juice, like minus 175, because people are firing on it. They're betting it. So they'll pay the juice on it.
The number is 2.
Yeah. And they don't want to have
Like
a half.
the number is 2. And again, it's a business philosophy decision. Are we okay with pushing? The number is 2. Put it on 2 and let them bet it. If it's 1-1 after the period, we give all the money back. Who gives a shit? There's more games. It's hilarious.
More games that night. Yeah. Like right away. There's all sorts of things. So, but they don't want to do it. Did 1.5 or 2.5, and they screw with the juice. But live, he's right. It's 2.5. It's unbelievable. I was like, wait, because I laid pre-flop. Well, no, that's wrong. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Last night was 1.5, heavily juiced.
Yeah.
It was minus 190. The Wild were the first time I saw that live at William Hill was 1.5 because I bet it and I lost. So that's where they should have had. I had the Wild. They were on we talked about yesterday. I forget the run, 85% run on the second period over. And they scored it was 1 goal. It was 1-0 going into the second period. They scored 13 seconds in to go up 2-0. And I said on our Discord channel, I said, if I lose this second period over bet, they scored a goal in 13 seconds. If I don't get another goal for the next 19 minutes, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Yeah.
And I didn't get another goal. And even I think it was a 5-on-3. I think, no, they had a double minor. They had a 4-minute power play and they couldn't score.
Yeah.
So that was a bad night last night for second periods, but definitely take a look at them. If you see 1.5s pre, 1.5 pre is a really good bet.
Yep.
Another good bet is fading the Ducks.
Yep.
7 straight losses.
Bam.
The trade deadline is coming up.
Yeah.
Are they going to just get rid of everybody and they become a fade?
Get rid of everybody like they haven't already? Like, what are they doing?
Well, they still have Gibson. So they have one goaltender.
Is there a trade value for him?
Not really.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Not high.
It's funny because now, a couple places have put up tomorrow's hockey. Tomorrow being
I thought,
Thursday.
Isn't DraftKings the only one who does that?
Well, a couple other places in the islands have put it up.
Oh, thank you. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Good
They
slate
don't
tomorrow.
they don't have a line for Anaheim and Washington.
Well, because is Ovi coming back?
Between Ovi coming back and the Ducks going basically in full on, like, we stink and we're going to get this kid number 1 pick.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. This is the last month of the season becomes such a, like, it's a hard process because in the book, you still have to put all the lines up.
Right.
But you have teams that aren't playing the same game. You have teams that are getting ready for the playoffs. You have teams that are resting for the playoffs. And you have teams that haven't thought about the playoffs since January. And they're all playing each other.
Right.
So, like, the games that are still meaningful are legit. You can put up lines. The games that have 1-1, it's not that bad, and there's
Right.
still a little bit of handle. The games that involve the teams that aren't playing or trying to lose or whatever they're doing, tanking, it's so hard. The good thing is not too many people bet those. So the
Right.
handle's really low. But that's where we could find value as a group, the brigade, things like that. I tell people all the time, the money pays the same.
Amen. Is it bad though that I already know what I'm going to bet tomorrow?
Is it bad? No, I don't think it's bad, but you can pivot if
I mean,
something changes. But
Minnesota first period under at
under,
Columbus, game under.
game under.
Edmonton at Pittsburgh, game over.
Edmonton at Pittsburgh, game over, regardless of the number. 7 doesn't scare you.
Nope.
Okay. It's 7.
Vancouver at St. Louis, over.
7.
First period over.
First period over. Okay.
Boston at Seattle. Either money line, puck line, parlay, take Boston in some form or fashion. Take, New Jersey, take Detroit at home against the Rangers, money line with the Bruins.
That sounds like a plan. What's wrong with that?
It's just, this is the thing. This is what I talked about before with you. It's like being in the content space. If you're that predictable as to what you're going to bet, it's like, okay, is there a purpose? Like, you can pivot off of it. Injuries and goalie changes and numbers and things obviously will change, but like, I already know the 5 bets I'm going to be eyeballing tomorrow.
Right.
In hockey.
Right.
The games I have 2 bets going tonight in hockey, and I already know tomorrow's card. I already know what I'm going to bet tomorrow.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I don't think. I think you're right. I think people. I've asked the audience. I've asked the brigade. I've asked people for the juice. I was like, "What do you care about?" And they say, "We don't care what you're doing. If it's cashing, we don't care. Talk about the sky coming up. If it cashes at -110, we don't care. If the sun comes up, go ahead. Like, it doesn't matter to us." So, it's hockey has become a rinse and repeat situation. But I mean, I can't complain. I mean, I'm 21-11 this year since I went back to the Daily Juice, up 10 units.
There you go.
So like, what am I, it's from you. I say it all the time. I go, Dave says I got to bet the same thing. Keep on betting it. So this is a change in philosophy, because otherwise,
blame that shit on me.
I'm not blaming you. It's good. You should take it.
No, that's fine.
It's a compliment. I mean, you've changed, because I had the argument, because I was like, I would be betting like obscure shit. Like, I would be betting like Daytona 500 stuff, right? This is the first time in forever I didn't have a single bet going on Daytona. I know nothing about NASCAR. I know nothing about NASCAR. But I bet it because the audience asked me about it. I had people say, "Hey, do you have anything for Daytona?" And then I'd be like, "Shit, they want something for Daytona." So I'd go and look, and then like, I haven't watched a single race or read a single article about anything to do with. I didn't know Jimmy Johnson was even driving in the race. Like, I would have had a bet on it. I straight up would have played it just because the audience was asking for it.
Right.
And now I'm not. And now I was like, no, I'm not betting anything to do with. I didn't bet golf. Tiger was playing. I would have bet the Genesis. Didn't bet that.
Nope.
So it's just,
you don't have to bet all this other stuff. Like, betting is, I don't want to say it's robotic, but the most successful guys doing it are robots. And I don't mean actual bots. Like,
no. I know what you mean.
Bots
Yeah. People
follow us on Twitter.
Yes, not that.
By the way, every time I post something now, one of these guys at a 99% win rate
for soccer
posted. Yeah, Raman Dzdunovic. This guy got me this morning. I posted something. Like, the bots are one thing, but they're so meticulous and like laser focused on one thing.
Right.
And they just bam, 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 bam. And they pivot. When it goes bad, it goes bad. Like, when this goes bad, we're going to be on the baseball. We're going to be on the NBA playoffs, first half totals under. Oh, who knows? But
hockey betting is going to help my baseball. This is my philosophy.
100%.
The hockey betting is going to help the way I've approached baseball.
Yes.
And I'm going to be more. I had an awful year. You know this. I had an awful year betting baseball last year. I'm not saying I'm going to be good.
Right.
I just know I'm going to be better betting baseball because of the practices I've employed with betting hockey
Right.
to take the same methodology and apply it to baseball
Mhm.
that I've been playing with hockey. I think I'm going to be far more successful doing that. Could be a boring summer, but I think I'll be far more successful. That hat looks good on camera.
Right.
That purple
Look at that.
pops on
Yeah,
camera.
right there.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is that your
It's
Laker
fine.
model or Kings model? I guess
All
Kings
the
aren't
above,
gold. Kings
right?
aren't gold, right?
It's
Do
no,
Kings
the
have gold?
Kings are. Yeah.
Okay,
It's the same thing. Could be anything purple and gold. LSU,
definitely.
LSU,
It's
perfect
100%
model for
LSU
that.
hat. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see that. Yep, I'm cool with that
that's
being called
that's the
LSU hat.
Farrah Viking hat, Minnesota
That
Vikings.
yellow is a little too yellow for Vikings, is it not?
I don't know. It's that's the hat I took off the rack to match it
Oh,
was the Vikings
oh,
colors.
all right. Maybe it is Vikings
So
hat
because
then. Okay,
it was very similar to the Laker color. So
interesting. Huh?
yeah,
Funny that is.
yeah.
Jets Islanders tonight is a pick 'em -110 both sides. I have a bet in this embedded or book it, but
What?
not on the side of the total.
Not the side or the total.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. Under.
Yes, but it's 5.5.
Under. I mean, the Jets have enjoyed a nice week-long stay at New York
Yeah, that's
City.
wild, huh? They played the
They
Devils, the
played the
Rangers, and now
Devils,
the Islanders.
Rangers, Islanders, back
Same
to back to
hotel?
back.
Could you do the same hotel all 3
Yeah.
games?
Oh, for sure.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
Um,
awesome.
I don't know how many teams get to do that. Um, you know,
Fair.
that have that trip. Has to be a Western Conference team, and it has to be somebody with that schedule ability to have all 3 teams play. They do it in LA, they get to play the Kings and the Ducks and stay at the same hotel and do that. They
Mhm.
usually stay at the Island Hotel at Newport Beach. Used to go there to see some of the Penguins and got to meet the on-air guys years ago.
Oh, very cool.
They still go to the same place. But this is coin flip sidewise, right? You don't have a side here, do you?
No,
No.
I don't think. I'm not sure who wins the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
All I know is Hellebuck is 4-1 to win the Vezina. And if you can find a bet tonight, not every book offers this, but if you can find a save prop on this tonight, I would bet the over for him.
Like number of saves?
Yes.
Well, the Islanders don't get a lot of shots on goal. What's the number?
I need to know the number, but Hellebuck has had 32, 28, and 50 saves the last 3 games.
Yeah, the Rangers threw everything at him the last game. 50 saves.
But 32
Perrault
and
was there with
28.
his kid and said that literally they were crossing a blue line and just trying to dump it on net to try to get a rebound. Because
Right.
the only way they were going to beat him was a rebound.
Mhm.
So,
goalie props. Let's see. Hellebuck saves. You can do numbers 28.5. Bet over.
8.5.
Last
that's
3
a pretty good
games,
number.
32, 28, 50. Last 3 games.
Islanders team total is what, 2.5 or 3?
Well, the total's 5.5, and
Right,
it's
so it's
even.
probably
So wouldn't it be 2.5 on both sides?
No, because that would be 2.5 and 2.5 would be 5. So somebody has to be 3 and somebody has to be
So let's
2.5,
see. Sorry.
right?
So it would be alternative. Where's the team
Stations
total?
has it over 28.5 minus 105.
Like it. Like it.
E just put that in the chat. Thanks, E.
like
Always
it.
working. Garcia. I love it.
I like it.
You like over 28.5 minus 105.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Phew. I mean, my first thought on that would be under, only because I don't know how many shots on goal. I feel like Winnipeg will limit the Islander shots on goal because they don't shoot the puck. They're about a possession team. I don't know. Interesting.
Shots on goal allowed. So Vancouver is 31.2 shots on goal allowed per game.
Okay. So 28.5 saves. That's just
They're right.
Problem.
They're one of the worst. Anaheim's the worst, 39.5. Arizona 35. Ducks allow 4 more shots per goal than anybody else. My goodness. Columbus is 34.7. Pittsburgh 34. Canadiens 34. Avalanche 32. The bottom are your good teams. The Bruins 29. Maple Leafs 29. Kings 28.
Right.
Carolina Hurricanes
Wait,
26.
did you just call the Maple Leafs a good team? Is that what you just said?
In the regular season, of course they are. Might be the best regular season team in history. Them and the Bills. It's really funny. It's really funny that they're both next to each other.
Now you've done it.
They're both identical. It's funny. They're the same fan base too, which is awesome. It's Maple Leafs in Buffalo Bills. They're the same, so it's phenomenal. Even though Sabre fans claim to exist, I have never met a Sabre fan in my life.
Oh, that's false. I know a lot of Sabre fans.
They claim to exist in Buffalo, but the jury's still out on that.
They're all over the place, including in our chat. Auntie with 8 E's is a big Sabres fan. He drove to Anaheim to see his team play in person.
Is he from Buffalo?
He's from Cleveland.
Exactly. See, see exactly right. That's the point. He's from Cleveland. See, he's not from Buffalo.
Sorry, Ant.
Are there any Sabres fans from Buffalo? I don't know. They're all Toronto Maple Leafs fans, and they might support the Sabres once in a while. They get a free ticket or something.
What are we doing? Come on,
go to the building. So just what it is. Dallas is laying 465 tonight. You want $5 on the Stars tonight? At home against Chicago?
No, I don't.
I mean, really, guys? Minus 465.
But did you see
the Blackhawks won last
night?
They beat the Vegas Golden Knights last night.
Can't lose that game.
Vegas? No, Vegas can't lose that game.
Can't lose that game. Was watching it go, and they're hanging around.
Whoops.
Oh gosh, that's I don't know. No, I don't ever want to lay 465 ever on anything.
Not even a parlay.
No,
you're asking for it.
No, I mean, like, again, a fight or something that should be minus 10,000,
right,
or minus 1,000, and you lay 465. Okay. I mean, if you can lay 465 and take 8-1, okay. But no, in a hockey game, I mean, it just happened last night. The Stars are going to win, right? The Stars are winning.
Yes, they better win. Yes, they better win. Yes,
yeah, the Stars are winning.
Flames are minus 230 against the Coyotes tonight. When do we start treating Arizona like Anaheim?
Oh, I don't think yet.
Okay.
I don't think yet. Do you want Calgary minus 230?
No.
Holy
but I'm not
shit,
taking the dog.
no.
I'm not taking the dog.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not taking Arizona. No way.
My phone just buzzed, and B-Hal sent me a text. I apologize for that chat.
It's fine.
But B-Hal just said, sorry, butt dialed you.
Oh, no worries.
Does anyone still butt dial anybody?
Yeah, it happens.
Like, how do you butt dial someone now?
Because like your phone's open, you put
your hand.
No, people with their phone in your pocket and you hit it by mistake. Or you put your phone somewhere and hit call by mistake. You put it down and hit call.
Okay.
Or call back.
It's not your butt actually doing it. It's just any pocket.
Yeah, it's just a phrase.
Just a term. Okay.
I misdialed you. I did not mean to dial you. My phone called my last known number. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Before we move off of hockey.
Yes.
Where were you 43 years ago today?
Oh, I tweeted it.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Miracle on Ice.
I tweeted the video. Somebody, Baseball by B Smile, is a tremendous follow on Twitter, and you should follow him. I do. Tweeted it, and I saw it first thing this morning. And where was I? Oh, wow.
Were you watching?
B-Hal just said, I'm listening. Don't try to come at me.
Ooh. Look,
B-Hal, I'm not coming at you. I just said, I don't know who says butt dial anymore. Was I watching? I remember running home from school to watch the game and going, I can't wait to watch the game. I can't wait to watch the game. I can't wait to watch the game. Now, looking back, I think somebody might have told us that they won prior to, because it wasn't
live. It was on tape delay. Right.
It was on tape delay. I didn't hear it on the radio, although I was one of those kids that listened to stuff on the radio at a very young age. It was one of the coolest. You want to talk about a run? The Pirates won the World Series in the fall in 1979 in October. The Steelers won the Super Bowl that season. It turned into January 1980. I don't think they played the Super Bowl in February back then.
Okay.
And then in February, the USA upsets Russia in the hockey It's one of the
Semifinal.
greatest days and memories of my life. I was playing hockey at the time already. We were playing. I was playing at the Civic Arena where the Penguins played. There was
Oh,
4
wow.
rinks in town. So like we practiced at the Civic Arena. You know, I was immersed in the hockey culture. I had already gone to Canada to play in a tournament and live with a Canadian kid for a week. Like we did all of that. So this was a gigantic moment in my life. This was one of those, oh my God, they actually won. Anything is possible.
I mean, Mike Eruzione is from Winthrop, Mass.
Oh,
And Mike Eruzione has been royalty in New England
man.
ever since that day. I mean, people
I-
say like they don't know anything about hockey, but they know who Mike Eruzione is. Like straight up, like he doesn't pay for drinks, coffee, nothing. Still to this day.
To learn so much about that team and like you see Eruzione, and I scored a goal in a game once and I did the Eruzione. I didn't mean to do it, but I scored a wrap. I hit the puck off the back of the net, went around the
Yeah.
goalie, stuffed it in, and it was a tying goal against our biggest rival in the third period. And I did the whole like jump across the ice, like multiples. It's
Nice.
hilarious.
The jump.
They buried me. My teammates were like, "What are you, Eruzione?" I'm like, I got excited. I don't know what to tell you.
That's
I was
awesome.
excited. But to be an Italian kid
Right?
and see another Italian kid just do what he did, and then, like, I'll never forget as much as that game was, and then them winning against Sweden 2 days later
Nope.
and the whole thing.
Not Sweden. Correct.
Finland.
There you go.
Yes.
Finland. Yep.
When they got the medals, do you remember
Right.
when he called everybody up?
And they all jumped up together. Yeah. The whole team got up there and jumped up and down. Yeah.
Was the ultimate team moment, an ultimate thing that I think stuck with me was that it was all of them.
Yeah.
It
Not
wasn't
just
just
him.
one guy. It wasn't
Right.
just Jim Craig, the goalie. It was every guy in that team. And then the first movie came out, which did you know there was a movie made like within a year? Carl Malden was Herb Brooks.
No.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I just know Miracle. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
there's a original
Wow.
movie
What was it called?
made. Uh, I believe it's called Miracle on Ice.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Simple.
It's very in depth, but it's not entertaining. That movie Miracle
Oh, of course. Yes.
was sit on the edge of your seat, electric.
There's like 3 or 4 memes that still to this day exist on the internet that will never go away from that movie.
Was the best. It was the best. My brothers and I would imitate it. We would do. I mean, who didn't want to be? I wanted to be both Mike Eruzione and Al Michaels
Oh
from that
gosh.
call.
I mean, that's one of the things about being a broadcaster. It's so special because he will always have that connection that you will always
Oh,
hear his call. You always hear his, "Do you believe in miracles?" Yes. 40, I was 2, so I don't know any of this stuff. Everything I got was after the fact, but I just remember I met Mike Eruzione when I was in college, and I didn't fully grasp, like, I knew who he was and like, oh yeah, the guy from Miracle on Ice, whatever.
right.
And then like as I got older, you start to see more and more, and you're like, my goodness gracious, how did you guys do that? Like, what did you do? How were you able to overcome this? And people talk about it over. I mean, like, I don't know what that must be like. Every day someone must ask you about that run.
Has to.
Like every day. Every day someone's like, what was that like? Every day. I mean, you must get so sick of that question going like, yes, we won. Yes, it was unknown. Yes, it was good.
We talk about everything in betting terms and stuff, right? Like,
Right.
I don't even know what the line would have been. There would have not been a number possible to make for them upsetting the Russian team
Yeah, I
and
mean,
what
it's
they
it's
had.
like Team USA losing, our dream team losing to like Spain or something. Like, we're good. Spain's good at basketball, but they never beat the US. We're good at
They didn't
hockey.
have a pro on the
Right.
team. They
It's
were
all
all
college.
college kids.
Yeah.
It was so level of upset. Like, I don't even know how to put it into a number, but oh, I love the movie. I took the kids when it came out. The
Nice.
kids loved the movie. You know, I tried my best to see if they wanted to play hockey. The little one still is entertaining hopes that, but she's like, I don't like skating and I don't
Uh,
like to be cold. Then I
Tough.
don't know if you're going to like hockey.
You like hockey, no.
That's kind of two of the require. I didn't like being cold, but I love to skate. So like
Yeah.
I love the game. But yeah, man, it's one of those ones that like stick. And then you're reminded of it. The end of that call that I tweeted, because it starts out with 26 seconds left and him
Right.
counting it down and do you believe in miracles? Then he goes, no words, just pictures. And he shuts up for a minute. I watched it again today and got goosebumps thinking about it now, talking about it, how good it was. You see the joy and the guys hugging Craig Patrick, who turned out to be the Penguins GM at one point. Was it, the assistant coach? You see these guys. I mean, Herb Brooks went in the hallway and cried. That's real. That's what he did. Like, we just did this. It's amazing. I remember it like it was yesterday.
43 years ago today.
Yeah,
Miracle on
I'm
Ice.
old. That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm 45. I was alive. I just wasn't old enough to remember it. I was
Right.
kicking around.
Yeah.
My brother was being born, but I guess he wasn't born yet. He was born in July.
Have you ever been to Lake Placid?
I have not. Nope.
So I do the show with Irizarry and Moose every Monday and Friday, and Moose, Mark Malusis, his kids just played a tournament at Lake Placid. They
Oh,
have
wow.
youth hockey tournaments there now, and you get to go
In that rink?
in that rink on that
Nice.
ice.
Nice. That's
How
cool.
cool is that?
That's really cool.
I can't wait to talk to Moose. He's been gone for 4 days because he goes up there. It's like, this is the big one. This is like when the kids go play baseball at Cooperstown.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
They
absolutely.
get
Yeah,
to go play
100%.
hockey
That's a
tournaments at Lake
huge
Placid.
moment.
Oh
Right.
my goodness, how cool is that? I was like, Moose, if I wasn't so busy, I'd come watch your kids play just to take the tour. They give a tour of the rink. It must take
Oh.
15 minutes and whatever, but
Right.
it's got to be fun. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Is it time to start betting NBA futures? We're at the All-Star break. The league comes back tomorrow. Thursday, we get rolling.
What do you think?
When do we start getting involved here with NBA futures?
Wow.
Trade deadline's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Durant's a son.
Yeah.
Celtics, Suns, Bucks. Bet MGM this morning
All favorites, right?
for your odds to
Yeah.
win the championship. Are we disrespecting the Nuggets?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I hope it was a bet that got them there and it wasn't just an air move. The Nuggets have a 4-game lead on them, right? Like they're in first place, have been for months.
But they're 7.5 to 1 to win it all.
Can you imagine their first round is the Golden State Warriors and their second round is the Phoenix Suns? Like that's why they're 7.5 to 1.
Because of the run.
But I mean, everything that's going on and all this stuff with the Nuggets is still with us and shouldn't the Nuggets have a run now as we're trying to figure out our next alliance or path or anything like this? I wake up from a stroke and one of my first thoughts is tell Perrault the Nuggets are alive. I tell my wife from the bedroom at the hospital, and she's like, "What do I tell everybody?" I said, "Well, tell Perrault the Nuggets bet is still alive." She's like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, just tell them, please.
Bubble joke, but yes.
I think the Nuggets at 7.5 to 1, there's value there, no?
I think there's tremendous value. That's why I'm bringing it up. I just feel like as a Boston guy, I'm so fixated on the Celtics.
Yes.
I don't buy the Suns. Okay. I don't think you can just add Kevin Durant, throw him in there with Booker and Chris Paul, and everything's going to be hunky dory. And I think the trade limited their bench and their defensive ability tremendously. So I think the Suns games, I'm going to be betting overs on Suns games after I watch 1 or 2 games to feel out exactly, make sure I'm reading it right for Phoenix.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to play defense, and I think they're going to go over like crazy. So Suns, I don't buy. The Bucks are there, but Giannis's wrist has me concerned. So I don't think I can invest in betting the Bucks. And I'm not buying the Clippers or the Sixers. So that leaves me with Denver. And I think we're sleeping on Denver.
Is the fact that they have never done it.
Yes. Mike Malone. Yes.
It
100%.
hurts.
Yes. It's a concern. It's a worry. It has to be brought up. Absolutely. But they play at altitude. And I think that's a big home court advantage for them to have that, to have the games where they're at. I think Denver is starved. And Nikola Jokic has one thing left on his resume lacking. He's doing everything else. He's done everything else.
Is it Jokic or Jokic?
I say Jokic. Nikola Jokic.
I
Call him Big Honey.
That I love.
I love.
Big
That's my
Honey.
favorite. It's my favorite nickname in all of sports. I love
so
Big
good.
Jokic.
It's
Big
so
Honey
good.
is beautiful.
Yeah, it really is good.
You got one thing left to do. That's it. Win it all.
What about this team right here? This hat change. What about the
The
Grizzlies?
amount of people I've heard crap on the Grizzlies over the last week is stunning.
Amazing, isn't it?
People are out, and I mean out on the Grizzlies.
Like not even win a game in the playoffs.
Like worked. Like people
Done.
are hating on the Memphis Grizzlies.
Right?
Is it fair? I don't know. But if I'm John Morant, I'm keeping track of names. I'm writing down who's been talking, saying, all right, let's see. X, Y, Z, A, B.
Yeah.
And just, do the whole thing with Geno Smith. They're calling my name and I'm not calling him back, whatever the line he said.
Right. Which was a great line, by the way, that you just
I killed it,
completely
but
fucked up.
What did he say? What was the line?
I don't know it. I don't want to mess it up,
on.
but you just completely butchered it.
But it was
now.
good. It was
great. I
great line.
wrote the check, or they didn't write back, or something like that.
He said, I'll find it.
Yeah, I find it while I'm talking here. When we talked about it earlier in the week, we talked about it last week when we were even down in Arizona. We talked about it.
Right.
The Western Conference puzzle is going to be fun because what about Golden State?
I don't buy them
at all.
Not at all, but they're definitely formidable. But I'm not. I just think they've played so many games. They've got so many things that are lacking. They're just. I can't buy a team that's this bad away from home. That's going to be. I'm not buying it. You say, oh, when they're focused, it'll be different. Okay, maybe. I got to see it. They've played better of late on the road, but I just think they're not a complete unit, and they've played so much basketball together that it's tough. New blood. Boston, Denver would be fascinating final. Fascinating final.
Will it?
Oh, I think it would be so interesting.
Will anybody watch?
I watch. I mean, I'll watch. Me, I'll be glued to it. I don't know if anybody else would give a shit.
Do we know anybody in Denver? We could go to Denver.
We got plenty of people in Denver. We know like 5 people in the sports gambling space in Denver. Be great.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. I'm doing it.
Blackhawk.
Listen, we're gonna do something with brigade people and something. We're gonna do either depending on the NHL run, maybe some Stanley Cup or some Western Conference final stuff, maybe some NBA final stuff. The Celtics team just won't go away, so we might have to just get along for that ride. I don't know. The Western Conference is fun. The Grizzlies poo everybody, but I don't know.
Yeah, he said, Geno Smith said, when they write you off, you don't write them back.
Is that really what it was?
Yeah, the exact quote was, I was reading that headline.
Yeah.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back though.
They wrote me off. I ain't wrote back.
Yeah. That was a line.
Right back. That's better. That was it.
That's the Geno Smith line.
What about the Lakers? Just get it out of the way.
What about the who? What? the who? Who? Who are you asking about? What? The what? Just
want to make sure because I don't want people coming at me, coming at the show at Boston versus the book on the Twitter, at me at SportsBK Sig on the Twitter, or you at Sports Talk Pat on the Twitter. But what about the Lakers?
I don't know.
What about the Lakers?
Stop.
Stop.
Yeah, please just stop it.
I almost hope they make it so we can bet against them.
They're going to make it. Oh, they're going to make it.
They're going to make the play-in.
Yeah, they'll make the play-in. Yeah. Didn't they? They made the play-in, was it last year or 2 years ago?
They didn't make nothing last year.
And they got beat.
Yeah.
Remember they got beat? And I bet against them when they're in the play-in. It was like the easiest bet. It was like, they're not going to lose. Forget it. Lakers are 2 games back of the play-in.
They're going to get in the play.
How did Utah suddenly go back to being Utah? Remember how hot they were at the beginning part of the year? They're killing everybody. Now they're 2 games under 500 and out of the play-in.
Well, I mean, there's other teams that kind of rose up, right? Minnesota's
I need
in
them
there. They're gonna get into play-in.
Yep. Play-in tournament of
Western Conference
Pelicans,
is fun.
Pelicans, T-Wolves, Warriors, Thunder play-in. It's pretty fun right now.
Pelicans, T-Wolves, Warriors, and who?
Thunder.
OKC Thunder?
The best team ATS in the NBA. They'd be fun to bet on.
Jeez, they could win a game in a matchup. Right matchup.
I agree.
Oh,
If not cover,
OKC Thunder.
they'll cover at least.
Oh my goodness.
So I bring up the Nuggets because Jokic is
Yeah.
running away with the 3rd straight MVP.
Again.
I mean, can you bet on anybody else? He's minus 250. Everybody else is plus money to win the MVP. Is injury the only way he doesn't win the MVP?
Yes.
I mean, who else would you vote for? Tatum?
How many
Doncic,
times do I
Giannis?
have to bet this Embiid? And got all my Philly peeps and between newbie and normie. And I even have my brother who don't even like basketball, brother Dan, who just found the link to the show yesterday,
Dan.
by the
What's
way,
up?
for the first time. It's been a while. He said,
Nice.
I couldn't find the link to the show. He never even reached out. He knows my number. He's my brother. He can call me anytime. I just took the Eagles lost. I didn't watch the show. Okay.
Don't blame him.
I fall for the Embiid every year.
Yep.
Can't do it. Your boy Tatum.
Uh-uh.
Celtics have the best record in basketball. They can't just give it to him.
They could, but I think there's a lot of people who think that Boston's a team, not a one player.
Fair.
So it's not one
who's
guy.
the one player then that they could do? It's Giannis, no?
Correct. I agree. Yeah. But his wrist injury puts it seriously in doubt. If he's missing weeks, if he's out for a couple of weeks, he's not winning the MVP. I mean, Bird was the last one to do this, to win 3 straight. But Bird won a title.
Right. I just looked out at the chat. Oh, Chef Betty. When he takes his shots, he takes them good. He gets an open look and he fires. He just came in and said BVB can come to Boston in June and watch the Celtics and the Bruins. That's some bullshit.
We'll go to the north. We'll go to the north end. We'll go eat 3 or 4. We'll go eat modern for pastry. We'll go to Cafe Victoria. We'll get Malabi. We'll bring Steve down. We'll smoke Malabi cigars.
He just texted me.
We'll go ahead and have cigars.
We'll
go. I'll have my favorite cappuccino, which is Cafe Victoria. Free recommendation. Anybody going to the North End? Cafe Victoria. I've been going there since I was 14 years old. I've been going to Cafe Victoria. Cigar side and modern side, non-smoking side, smoking side. Go smoke those. We'll go get some modern. Don't go to Mike's Pastries. Don't go to Mike's. Okay. No one goes to Mike's. Okay. Tourists go to Mike's. Go to Modern. Okay. Modern, a much better place to go. Good cannolis. Go down there. Yes. We'll go watch the Bruins and the Celtics hoist up 2 titles. Be great. Bring Benny. Get PB to get on a plane. Bring him up.
Dawson will be there to drive.
Bring on Dawson. We'll bring on our friend Jeff Dawson. We'll do that.
I'm not calling Julian though.
Well, why does everyone hate on Ed Lowe?
I'm not.
Everyone's hating on Ed Lowe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'll get Buchanan
Emerson
there.
dunked on.
We'll get Emerson. Emerson. We'll get him and Jesse. We'll get everybody. Julian. We're not.
Come on now.
I'm just kidding, Jules.
We'll all hang out at Win. We'll all go to Encore.
I'll
go win some more money. I'll go take him for more money on the blackjack table.
Will Seth still be there? I don't know if he said he's
Sure.
coming in and out. We could see Seth.
Oh, he'll be there. Heck yeah, he'll live there. If the
Celtics
Bruins and the Celtics are in the finals, yes. They have a drive-through sportsbook
multiple
at Encore.
lanes.
Actually, you have to get out of your car, so it's drive up, not drive through.
Right.
Drive up sportsbook with only 2 security guards. Boys, do me a favor, get more security. Okay, you're gonna have a problem.
I just looked down at the chat too, and I just saw that Tyler is in the chat. Tyler, I did get your message yesterday. It was a very busy day. I forgot to call you back. I will call you back today after the show. Sorry, Tyler. I don't want to get Tyler upset. He's our Tennessee guy. He's working on some things for us in Tennessee.
Wait, he's also working on his F1 shots from Cosmo. It's balcony for F1. He's working on some angles too.
We're just going to leave that right there. You said working on some F1 shots and something else from the balcony. Get it to the next subject quickly before I say something incorrectly.
Do you believe Derek Carr could be a Hall of Fame quarterback with the New York Jets? Because the New York Jets believe that Derek Carr could become a Hall of Fame.
Hold on. Let me get the glasses for this one. Well, I'm going to put on the Tyreeks for this one. This has got to be this.
The New York Jets
what are you
are talking to people and claiming that yes, Derek Carr could potentially be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
A Hall of Fame quarterback?
First ballot Hall of Fame quarterback.
Is this from The Onion?
This is real. The New York Jets believe that Derek Carr could be a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback.
Dodger model.
With them.
Oh, wow. That's a hard sell right there. That's like, hey, man, you come here. We're going to put you in the hall.
Look, Jets believe Derek Carr comes to New York. He could be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Who wrote that?
Diana Rossini from ESPN.
I mean, Diana wrote the article, which
who said it, you mean?
I would love to know
sources.
Who gave that.
Sources.
Yep. That's where we need to have a discussion. Because we can't just say sources if you're going to say something as ludicrous as this. Hall of Famer on the Jets.
Does he move the needle for you? If he goes to the Jets, would you move their win total? Like if it's 8 right now, does Derek Carr move it to 9, 9.5, 10?
No. I let them bet me that it does.
Right.
Does it make them? I don't know. Somebody said it. Who said it to me? Makes them the second best team in the division. Immediately better than both New England and Miami.
Better. No, it does not.
I'm just telling you what I was told.
That's fine. But this is the same person who thinks Derek Carr is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Could be.
I'm giving you the option. Tua, let's say that concussions are fine. You want Tua or you want Carr? Who do you want? Based on talent, not injury.
Concussions are fine. Who do I want? I mean, Tua's a lot younger, no?
I want Tua every darn day. Yes, I want Tua over Derek Carr.
Listen, Derek Carr's a dog. Like I got to appreciate him here.
Yeah.
It's just those like moments where he makes a throw that doesn't need to be made and it's an interception.
He's a great B. He's just a B level quarterback.
Whoa. If you
call
someone a B in this house, that's a very serious thing.
No,
what are you calling him?
He's a B level, not A.
Okay.
B level quarterback.
He'll be calling nobody a B.
No, I'm not saying that, no, I'm not rhyming the word with itch. It's
don't do it.
I'm not doing that. He is a B level quarterback. There's A's all over the league. There's nothing wrong with being a B. Being a B is a starting quarterback in the NFL. Is Derek Carr one of the best 32 quarterbacks on the planet? Yes. But it doesn't
middle of the road. Like I think he's 100%. Top 20.
He's right in the middle. He's just he's not a jag, but he's just kind of, he's He'll win you some games. He'll lose some games. Like he's replaceable. He's not a franchise guy to me.
Right.
We watched him enough here where it's like one game, it's like, oh my gosh. And the next game, you're like, who the hell is this dude?
Right.
So
you can't have that, right? That up, down. If you're going to be a quarterback in the NFL, especially a good quarterback, you can have the one dip, but everything has to be here and it goes up and it stays up and it's the ability to win a game at the end has to be one of your qualities.
Yeah.
Has to be. To be, Hall of Fame, good fit for the Jets is the graphic. I don't know. It doesn't move much for me. It doesn't. It was a big jump to make them the second best team, and they're better than the Patriots.
Yes,
if Derek Carr goes there, they're better than the Patriots.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But the Patriots are still a work in progress. They might trade Mac Jones.
What?
Yeah, that's a big rumor. Mac pissed off the wrong people. So
And then what? Oh, Lamar.
who knows? Just the Patriots are at least letting it be known that they are open to the idea of changing quarterbacks this offseason. Mac yelling at the coaching staff the way that he did not sit well with a lot of people.
Wow.
So it's in Patriots say like Patriots fans, some are saying like he's right to be pissed off. Belichick gave him a defensive coordinator and a special teams coach to call the offense. So he was right to be mad. But his behavior, because when Brady did it, it was Brady. Mac Jones doing it, it's like, hey man, you're not Tom Brady.
Different story.
Yeah, you try to act like it. But so Belichick may have he might have run his rope with Mac Jones. He might be out on him.
Right.
So there may be an option if there is a quarterback available for them to make a deal or two that the Patriots might be willing to move Mac Jones. And if that happens, then it would be a changing, obviously, of where the Patriots are. So I don't know where the Patriots are going to be yet. We're a long way to go. Same thing with the Raiders. So Raiders GM yesterday was pretty public with the idea that they're not going to know their solution at quarterback for a while. So I think they're going to let this totally play out. What are you laughing about?
The Raiders don't know their plan at quarterback. Like what?
I bring this up because this is how I know we're not a football town yet. We're not a Raider town yet. Because the most important position in the entire city, sports-wise, is who is the starting quarterback of the NFL football team that lives here. And I mean, I don't know how you are, but people I speak to, it's crickets. We'll worry about it later. I mean, people in New England, in Pittsburgh, people in Chicago, people in New York, people in football towns, if there's a question mark at quarterback, meaning you don't have one, there would be a lot of hand wringing going on right now as to what the team's going to look like next year. And right now it's kind of like, it's Golden Knight season. We'll worry about the Raiders later.
You know what's happening, right? This is all smokescreen. The Raiders don't know. He's coming.
So you think this is
he's coming out of the dark?
It's today,
and he's coming to the light in Vegas.
Ooh, I like that. The lights
out of the dark
into the lights.
Just like when you come up over that hill, when you drive up from Arizona, or you come in from LA, and you turn Arizona's that thing and you go, whoa, look at all the lights.
At night.
Aaron Rodgers in the dark for 4 days comes out and says,
I've seen
going to Vegas, baby.
I hope so. That would be so fun.
Dear Lord, we'll have Aaron Rodgers here. We'll have the Super Bowl here.
F1.
We've got all these hats to give away, and ain't nobody coming yet to talk to us. That's fine.
What do you mean no one? What do you mean no one's coming yet to talk to us? All
we're
doing is talking.
No. I'm saying
that's what we're doing right now is talking to people.
All we're doing is talking to people. We had 2 shows before the show today, people.
Literally.
2 shows before the show.
Literally. All right. This story's a little sticky.
Yes.
Alabama's playing tonight at South Carolina.
Oh, God.
They're laying 17.5 points.
Story's a fucking mess.
So without going totally in depth into this, Brandon Miller is the best player on Alabama. This kid's incredible. This kid brought a gun to a now former teammate, Darius Miles, who shot and killed a 23-year-old woman. Why it's a big story is, one, we found out that Brandon Miller was the one that brought the gun that caused the killing, had the murder charge be brought. But Nate Oates said he didn't do anything wrong. And Nate Oates said it publicly to the Alabama.com Tuscaloosa News and had to run it back, not walk it back, had to run it back because people were so frustrated. You and I were talking off the show because you got a text message after the show was over yesterday about this story. Yep. And I read you the quote and you went, whoa, he said, what? And he how do you say, well, he didn't do anything wrong? He brought a gun, gave the gun that ended up killing a woman. He was like, And now Nate Oates is having to really backtrack. And there's calls for Nate Oates to be suspended for these comments.
You know what I thought of when I saw it in the rundown and really thought about this?
Yeah.
I thought about you looking at your forearm.
You're right. Absolutely, yes.
And I thought,
Be
you know
careful
what?
what you say.
Like, I mean,
Yep,
and
yep,
there's so many things that we've shared both on the air, off the air. We share every day and different
yeah,
things, and I think about that tattoo all the time. I know, and I don't have one, and I don't advocate them. To each their own. If you like them, get
yeah.
them. If you don't, that's
It's
fine
a
too.
warning shot to me. It's
But
why I mean, for
I
those of you
I
who may not know what you're talking
I
about,
thought, yeah,
it's
he has this thing right here. Can you see it? There it is. Stand up. Right.
it's
Explain it into the microphone what
yeah.
your thought process was, because for me, it means shut the fuck up, but for you, it might mean it's something a little bit different.
So I started with this
Okay.
because
Wait,
that's
what does that say? Any tool is a weapon if you hold it right. Very nice.
all right. That's a quote. It's a quote from Ani DeFranco.
I like that.
That's my favorite lyric she's ever written. That's been on my brain since I heard it for the first time when I was 18.
Mm,
And it's really true. It's from a poem called My IQ. And I've said shit into microphones that have caused me to lose jobs, caused me to lose friends, caused me to have a lot of nasty things happen to me. And so that tattoo is a microphone with the shadow of a knife because that's what the microphone can do to you. It can cut yourself
mm,
if you're not careful.
yeah.
So it's a weapon. You can use a microphone and turn it into a weapon against yourself as much as it is against other people as well. And
And I,
NATO's did that. Yes.
right. Exactly. I mean,
100%
that's
did that.
exactly what I thought of. And I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second. And I said to you, which kid is that? You're like, that's
The star.
right. I was like,
The
oh
star.
no.
Yeah.
Like,
The star.
and immediately I thought, geez, do we just cross them off the list of winning the tournament? Do like, if
Right.
I'm sitting in the room, we got to adjust the numbers. You got to, and it's more, I don't even have to worry about moving this up too much, although I would,
Yeah.
because there's
The
nobody
quote
coming to bet them right now. But you got to move the other ones down. There's a lot of like moving parts in this thing.
he said we
Lot of
knew
fun.
about that when he was asked about the gun being brought and given to Miles. He said, can't control everything anybody does outside of practice. Nobody knew that was going to happen. Brendan hasn't been in that type of trouble before, nor is he in any trouble in this case. Wrong spot, wrong time, is what he said. And everybody was like, wait a minute, what do you mean wrong spot, wrong time? He brought a gun that was requested by Darius Miles, said, bring me the gun. He went in and handed him the gun. Wrong spot, wrong time. He chose to be there. He took 2 bullets to his car. Somebody shot at Brandon Miller and hit the front of his car, hit his windshield with 2
Wrong
bullets.
spot, wrong time. Is Nate Oates saying anything into that microphone?
Agreed. Like,
Like,
what are
at the
you doing?
time, I'm a big fan of asking questions and getting answers when they're necessary, but there are times when the answer is no comment, or I'll
Yeah,
get you later when I figure out what exactly is happening right now.
happening. He acknowledged that his comments, quote, came across poorly. In no way did I intend to downplay the seriousness of this situation or the tragedy of that night. My prayers continue to go out to the woman who was shot and killed, 23-year-old woman who was shot and killed. Make nothing of the fact that Miller is averaging 19 points per game, eight rebounds a game, and is a top 5 pick coming up in the draft this summer.
I when I hear these stories and I think about just being in college and I was around so many people that was like, I lived in the dorm with a lot of guys that were on a football team. A lot of guys. I don't know how. I got a miracle dorm room assignment, and it wasn't because I played hockey. It was because I was just lucky. Like
Mm.
it was, we played club hockey. It wasn't like not. It was a miracle. But I lived with first round draft choices with kids that played in like bumblefuck South Carolina that got a scholarship to play at Penn State.
I haven't
Like,
heard that word in a long time. That's a good
yeah,
word.
like I mean,
I
these
like
were
that
kids.
word.
These were, and they were big, gigantic kids that could do pretty much whatever they wanted on campus. And I saw all this stuff, and all the time, I always thought like about if I had a daughter, would I be scared for
Oh,
them to be around? And now I have 3 daughters. One is going to school here. The other one just came back from her first visit.
yeah.
And I think about the victim in this and going, what wrong place, wrong time. Nobody did nothing wrong. Sometimes saying nothing is powerful. saying the wrong thing is
Is
even
worse.
worse.
Because the Heat now, because you know what's going to happen now, because Nate Oates issued a statement. Every reporter, not just sports, every reporter in Alabama is now going to Columbia, South Carolina, because Nate Oates is required to have a press conference after the game tonight. And Nate Oates will be asked all of these questions about, do you feel bad? Do you think if your daughter was killed, you would have this comment? Do you think it's okay that you issued these statements and made the family feel this way? Are you downplaying the significance that one of your players was involved, even though not legally, criminally wrong, brought a gun that killed a woman? I mean, he opened up so many really tough things by saying, yeah, we knew that. Yeah, we knew he brought the gun. Wait, you knew? Whoa. Hold on a second, man. You knew? And you think this is not a big deal at all? Like, whoa. Okay. I made the joke off the air, and it's really true. In Alabama, football players normally have these types of things. Now basketball is really good. Now basketball gets these things taken care of. So, you know, I guess legally in Alabama, the way the law is written, there's no criminal liability, but like, I don't know. In different states, there could have been some type of liability, criminal liability for bringing a gun that ended up killing a woman. He didn't pull the trigger, but he brought the weapon. I'm not a lawyer, as we know, but like,
Yeah, right.
it feels wrong. It feels wrong. Whether it just doesn't feel right.
Nothing feels right about any of this. This is
So
this is all bad.
on the court, to bring it back,
Yep.
what do you do at 17.5 tonight for Alabama, who is coming off of a 49 point win at home against Georgia?
Dog, right? I mean,
Feels
like
that way, right?
if you're just you know, a working guy or working girl and you want to make a play, how in the hell do you lay 17 on the road? I don't care. I don't know the first thing about South Carolina basketball now
They're
that
not good.
our guy Frank Martin isn't there,
Nope.
right?
Nope.
That's where
He's
he
at
used
my
to be.
school. It's at UMass.
Yeah. So I would have to look and see what their record is and all the other stuff, but that would be dog or nothing in the game. Dog or nothing. This is not a distraction. This is all the above. This is everything bad
Yeah, this is
about
this is a distraction.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a
Right.
lot. South Carolina at home hasn't been horrible. They're 6-7 ATS at home, but they've covered 4 of their last 5 games. They're 7-7 ATS in the SEC, 14-13 overall. Alabama is 11-3 in conference ATS.
It's dog or nothing.
I would agree with that.
It's dog or nothing.
Yeah, it's going to be post game is going to be wild, and Nate Oates is going to have a lot to have to answer for. Number 1 team is Houston again. They are laying 14.5 against Tulane tonight.
Yep.
Here in a game that I don't think many people are going to watch, but being number 1 has been really treacherous this year. Been a lot of upsets here.
Yeah.
With this, and Tulane's not horrible. They're 10-3 ATS in conference. You want to go ahead and take the 14.5, 15 points?
If I was forced to do it, I would take the dog, but I let me look at this thing a little deeper. What's the total? 146.5. I would take the dog.
So KenPom has this as a 17-point win, so it's right on the number. Oh, I guess a little higher than what KenPom. What the number is? 15.
It's 15 now everywhere.
Yeah, so KenPom has it as 17, so you get 2 points of value if you want to lay the points there with Houston. I mean, defense travels.
I don't know. It's a hard pass. 6:00 game.
Kessler said it, and I think Kessler he was making a joke, but I think there's some truth to it that everybody sucks in college basketball this year.
Yeah,
there's some truth to it. There really isn't any elite teams.
Nope. But like, Tulane's not going to go to Houston and win tonight, are they?
I don't think so, but
I don't think so.
I mean, again, they're 8-2 over their last 10. They've covered their last 5 games. They're 6-6 on the road. Houston's 8-8 at home. I don't know. I lean dog.
It's dog or nothing.
Yeah,
you'll hear me say that in the next couple weeks when we talk about the college basketball. Most of the time, it'll be dog or nothing for as far as sides for me. I'm looking to take points, and this would be the time of the year where we're just making money in the book when people are laying favorites like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Virginia's all the way up to a top 6 team in the country. Like, they very quietly had a very nice season, except when it comes to the window.
Just keep hanging around and hanging around.
They're 10-14-1 ATS overall. They're 4-6-1 on the road, and they're 7-8-1 ATS in the ACC.
Ugh.
Boston College is 10-7 ATS, and they're catching 9.5 points at home tonight.
BC's coming off a nice win against Florida State as a dog at Florida State over the weekend. Damn, son, that's a lot of points, isn't it? On the road?
On the road.
I mean, come on. Dog or nothing again.
Right?
Boring as hell, people, but thank you for listening to the show. While you're here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please.
There is a trend going on right now in college basketball where ranked teams on the road against unranked teams are cashing consistently ATS. Like, consistently.
Yeah, we
80,
talked about
70.
that too yesterday, and we correctly said that Miami was the exception to that rule. Miami didn't.
They're 5-0 on that now. ATS.
Miami's good, man.
I like
Miami's
Miami
good.
a lot.
Looking for the Miami merch. I couldn't stand it when I was in high school, college, but I'm coming around to the U. I wouldn't lay this, not pregame. I think you wait, maybe take BC in the first half, and look to in game. See, there's no chance I would have watched this game now. And you put this in my head, and now I might have to watch this because this is an in-game opportunity that, like, you should look at when you get Virginia down or it's tied. They're up 1 at halftime or trailing, hopefully. Boom, you come in later in the second half. I did it yesterday with my buddy Moses with Pitt. I waited for them to be down. They were 12-point favorites to close when the game started. Laid 3.5 of the game, and they won by 7 or 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's weird, too, because KenPom normally isn't way off. KenPom has Virginia as the 23rd best team in the country. Rankings have them at 6.
Yeah, the rankings are ridiculous.
Right? I mean, that's just to show you that the little numbers, if you want to go analytically speaking, they're a top 25 team. According to people with eyeballs, they're saying 10, top 10, which is like, whoa, wait a minute. So, BC plus 9.5, I think it's the side. And then finally, UConn is playing Providence tonight. Big game in the Big East. UConn's laying 7.5.
Just make the rundown because you can't stand UConn.
No, this is a huge game. This is really the only game between 2 ranked opponents playing tonight. This is actually the biggest game of the night.
Is it?
Yeah.
Iowa, Wisconsin's not a big game.
Say that again out loud. Now ask yourself that question. Say it again out loud.
Iowa, Wisconsin's not a big game.
No, Wisconsin's not a big game. Sorry. No.
Hate to break it to all you people in Iowa and Wisconsin. Thank you for watching the show and liking it and hitting the subscribe button.
Wisconsin
we appreciate
stinks.
We see you, Brommelkamp. We got you, brother.
They stink. Wisconsin stinks.
Wisconsin, bad.
They stink.
139 for a total in an Iowa game, Perrault. 139.
Because on the road, Iowa stinks they're an over team at home. On the road, they're an under team.
Better to book it. You booking it? You going over or under in that?
Under.
You going under?
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're 5-7 to the over on the road, 7-5 to the under.
Wow.
On the road at Northwestern, under. At Minnesota, under. Last 2 games on the road have gone under for Iowa. Purdue went over. Purdue went over by 10.
Yep.
But Michigan State on the road, under.
I like over. Tennessee, Providence, or Connecticut, Providence.
Yep. I'm going against everybody in better to book it in this game.
You like Providence?
Not a side.
Oh, over.
Right.
Yeah. Over.
It's snowing at my house.
Right now?
Right now. It's snowing.
Oh, boy.
Are you kidding me? Can we be done with winter, please?
No.
It's February 22nd.
It's back yesterday.
It's February 22nd. Can we please be done? The pool's open up in 2 weeks.
February is a rough month for weather everywhere.
Everywhere. I hate it. It's the worst month
It's
ever.
just it's
It really
cold.
is. Screw
Don't worry.
February.
I think about when it's like this, when I go outside and I'm like, oh, and then I go, it's gonna be 108 in 2.5 months.
Thank you.
Just relax.
Please.
Like just
Let's go.
remind yourself.
Give it to
Yes.
myself. I need it right now,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
I like the dog.
Yep.
I think it's a tight game.
I do too. Well, again, we keep missing whatever everybody's selling with this Providence team. All they do is cover,
Yep.
getting 7.5. It feels too high, and everybody will tell you Providence isn't this, Providence isn't that. Okay, go ahead, bet UConn. You want to lay 7.5 with UConn? Go ahead. I'd rather have Providence in that situation.
Yeah. On the road, Providence is 7-5 ATS, 12-4 so far this year in the Big East. UConn is 6-10. So I like Providence plus the points on this. Real quick before we get to better to book it.
Yep.
The industry, quote unquote, sports betting industry, is real angry at the politician that put forth this bill in New York, Paul Tonko, who put out the bill Betting on Our Future Act, which would prohibit any sports betting advertising and marketing on television, radio, and the internet.
Oh boy.
He wants to ban it all.
Does he want
as
to ban
expected.
shows then? Like ours?
don't know.
Are we banned?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to ban at least
Well,
sponsoring.
but we're
our
not
show.
just a gambling show. We can push that.
We're not.
Right? We're not.
Right.
Talk about
But it would
other things.
be, we can do whatever we want because that's freedom of speech. It's who is our sponsor is the question. Like your
Wait a
hat
second.
could
Wait.
exist.
So this bill would not allow us to be sponsored by a sports book?
Correct. In New York. We're not in New York.
We got
But
people
in
in
New
New York that watch the show.
Correct.
So we couldn't move to New York and do the show because they would tell us
Correct.
we couldn't take the money?
Correct.
Man, this all sounds like some bullshit to me. No?
Well, there's a lot of people who are really not happy about this at all because he wants to make this federal. Okay. He's not taking this just in New York. He's taking this federally. This is a federal question as well as a state question.
So, counselor, let me ask you this question then.
Uh-huh.
Does that mean you can't advertise on the Super Bowl?
Sports books could not advertise anywhere federally. A sports bet. You could not add anything. No sports betting advertising anywhere.
So we get the games back without the advertising?
Correct.
No, I could come around to this as a consumer. But then, I mean, let's talk this out. Value for shows that know sports betting,
Uh,
that talk about sports betting, but just aren't sports betting shows like the Jeffersons moving on up, right?
Uh-huh.
Like the value of that, I would think, would be escalating.
So Martin Leica, who is the Senior Vice President of American Regulatory Affairs and Responsible Gaming for Entain, big company,
Uh-huh.
just like any other ban, I fear that it would be counterproductive and it may encourage patrons to start betting with black markets. Licenses could lose a critical channel to reach consumers that goes hand in hand with the RG responsible gaming messaging.
Oh boy.
I mean, somehow he's trying to tie this to responsible gaming. Man, that is quite the bridge you're building there, dude. That is quite the bridge. Hey, you gotta let us advertise. If you don't let us advertise, we can't advertise responsible gaming. You gotta let us be able to do that. The fuck are you talking about? Like, what?
What was that move? Like that was talk about a bridge to nowhere. What was that?
So it's a really interesting PR spin of like,
Wow.
if we can't advertise, we can't advertise our responsible gaming messages either. Right. Like people remember what you're talking about when you see the 100 bets off commercial that comes out. Yeah.
It's always the small print too. The
Yeah, right.
responsible gaming is like the last thing. It gets 3 seconds of airtime and it's unreadable. It's there.
Right.
They got these stars that they're paying millions of dollars to do these ads, and now they're not going to be able to pay them, and they're going to threaten them back with, well, if we can't advertise on the games, we can't talk about the responsible gaming part of it too.
Yeah, this quote is a little bit. I've never heard of B Global Managing Partner. I don't know who that is, but Brendan Bussman said this is just another example of overreach by the federal government on an issue that the SCOTUS said is a states' rights issue. This is a government that can't pass a budget, can't figure out a border, let alone can't figure out what is flying over its own airspace, and they think they can regulate sports betting advertising. Give me a break.
Wow, where's that guy from? Where's Busman from?
B Global Managing Partner, whatever that is.
Got to be English, right?
Maybe, I don't know, but he's
not
not
here.
taking shit from anybody.
He's not here. He's not in the US, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's I mean, because he just threw the entire administration, everybody,
Everything.
he threw them all under the
Threw
bus.
them all under the bus. He threw everybody under the bus.
Backed up, beep, 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 beep,
Yep.
beep, beep, and ran him over again. Wow. Interesting. Like you like to say. I love the use of interesting. We've taken so much and shared so much with each other and learned so much from each other. And I love to just lean back and go, interesting. I mean, Madeline does it. It's
Yes, she
so
does.
funny.
She does it. She's like interesting. Like, yeah.
Kendall does it every once in a
It's
while
a very
too. It's
interesting
pretty funny.
little tidbit there. So, I would think this bill is DOA, but it's going to be fun if it actually gets to a vote and see who
Yeah.
actually votes on it. Who tries to federally ban? Because here's the only thing that pisses me off is that because we can't have a federal law for sports betting, now we're going to have a federal ban on something involving sports betting. Come on, man.
What are
Come
we
on, bro.
doing?
What
Get
are we
it
doing?
right
What
at the beginning. Let's
are we
figure
doing,
out
bro?
come
Yeah.
on, right?
What are we doing, bro? Stop it.
Please.
That's really just stupid.
God,
Okay, let's get to bet it or book it.
do it. Show's moving along.
3 bets for you today to go
Yes.
ahead and throw at you here for bet it or book it.
Yes.
We are going to go to a first period under
First period.
Winnipeg and the Islanders.
Okay.
I don't want to play around with the 5.5. The 5.5 worries me. Feels like a 4-2 final game. Feels like an open net's going to burn me to bet under
Okay.
5.5. I lean under 5.5.
Right.
But I'd rather go with the team that is 7-3 to a first period under over their last 10 games and the second worst overall team to a first period under on the year in Winnipeg, up
Mhm.
against the 5th worst first period over team in the NHL, the New York Islanders.
Mm.
It's their first meeting of the year, but Hellebuck in net under 1.5 goals. Winnipeg Islanders. Betting it or booking it.
I think we'll bet this. I'd like the game under 2, but
Okay.
first period under 1-0 or 0.
I'm going to need that because the Islanders are 5-5 over their last 10 to this. So while they're the 5th worst in the NHL, they've been scoring goals recently.
Right.
So it's a little concerning. We just need Hellebuck to be Hellebuck. Just stand on your head for 1 period versus having him to do it for 3 periods.
Yeah. Yeah, this is under. I hope it's 1-0. I hope it's 0-0.
Right.
That'd be
Yes.
great.
Right. And then
That
you bet
would
second period. If it's 0-0, you can come in and bet the second period live.
over.
Yeah.
Right.
Bet over the second period live.
You might
So
get a 2. I don't even think
you might get 1.5. I mean, we heavily juiced,
Oh,
but like the Wild game.
Yeah.
The Wild was minus 190 heavy juice. I laid it and it burned me badly. It stunk.
Otto says he liked gifts. No, as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
goal in the first 10 minutes. I like that as well. Dallas and Chicago. Much like my basketball bet that we'll do in a second, this one's going a little bit against the grain.
Oh.
Dallas is 9-1 to the under over their last 10 games at home. They got Wedgwood in net. If Ottinger winds up playing, it's even better.
Okay.
But it looks like it's gonna be Wedgwood. Mrazek's been pretty good.
Yeah.
For Chicago. He hasn't been awful. 3.65 goals against on the road. He's better on the road than he is at home, actually.
Yeah.
3-2 win last night. So maybe some tired legs for the Blackhawks.
Okay.
And they are 5-4-1 to the over their last 10 games, but 2-2 over the last 4. So flat. 2 unders, 2 overs.
Okay.
Under 6. Dallas, Chicago. Riding the Stars home train.
Bet over. I'll book this one.
Okay.
I just a little nervous for you because this will be On the back-to-back with the backups, this would be 5-2 final, something like that. This is
6-4 was the first. It was 6-4 in the first meeting.
right.
So
Yeah,
need the opposite of that.
right.
And then I'm going over 142.5 with Providence and UConn. We've got a
Oh,
11-4 to the over UConn
wow.
team at home.
Okay,
9-7 in the Big East. KenPom has this total at 146.
okay.
Top 20 offensive rebounding team and the number one offensive rebounding. Sorry, top 20 efficient offenses and number one offensive rebounding team in the country in UConn. Need easy baskets. First matchup was total was 142. It went under 73-61. Providence won the game. It was at Providence. This game's at UConn.
361 is 134. Okay.
Went under by eight
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Here at UConn, faster pace, more score. We're going over.
Just so you know, SoCal and Auto both said Stauber is already confirmed
For
in net.
Dallas?
No. Ottinger is confirmed for
Bang.
Dallas.
That's great. Ottinger being confirmed is huge. That's tremendous.
Mrazek
could be a
went
4-1.
last night.
Yep.
Stauber tonight.
Ooh. So backup goaltender for Chicago.
So yeah.
Don't
So,
love that,
just
but
rolling it
one
now.
win.
Okay.
I'll be banking on Ottinger to play really well then. He's been tremendous at home.
Yep.
I mean, like lights out at home.
As far as this basketball game, I'll book this one as well. I like under. Just glancing at it again, in all, I don't know, didn't do any work on the game yet. I like the 3:30 start. Do you like the 3:30 start that the Big East does every once in a while? It starts
6:30
before every
Eastern
other game.
time?
Yeah, 3:30 Pacific.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It works.
Messed everybody up in the book when they would come in to bet the 4 o'clocks, and they would come in like, "Oh, I didn't know that game started already." And it was like, "Yes," but now with the in-game, you can jump in late.
They said Stallers in it or Stalag. Which one did they say for the Blackhawks?
Stauber.
Stauber. Okay, he hasn't played much. He's 4-1 with a 2.77.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He's
No
23.
difference with the Chicago goalies, according to Otto. So there you go.
Murray's like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, at home, it's he's on the road, he's better. He's at 2.67 goals against average on the road. I like Staubers in net over Mrazek. I like that better. Ottinger at home has been just ridiculous. He's been on the road, but 14-3, 2.42 goals against. On the road, he's 9-4 with a 1.87 goals against. But I like the under 6. Dallas has been under team both home and road for the last month. But anyways,
Nice.
so you like the under for Providence and UConn?
I do.
Yeah, the world's on. I mean, number hasn't moved. There's two-way action on this. So
Yeah, this is good. This is 142.5.
hasn't moved.
One place has an opener of 144. So was first bet was under, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I saw 143 last night. And now
Caesar's
142.
142 right now.
Okay, so the money's coming on the under. Yeah, I assume people are going to come in on the under, just given where Providence has been. Maybe we might need an overtime, but I think it's a tighter game. Don't mind taking the Providence plus the points. I don't mind that bet either. I'll do that personally. I'll take Providence plus the points as well. But for the sake of the show,
I got a game for you. I mentioned it already, but bet it or book it. Iowa -1 at Wisconsin.
I'll take Wisconsin.
I'm taking Wisconsin.
So am I.
Okay. All right. It's not
Iowa on the road is bad.
At home, one of those ones you look at, you go, "This is one of those things." You can bet all to Iowa you want, and you could be right. That's fine, but give me Wisconsin in this game.
Yeah,
I glanced at it and was laughing. I'm like, "Oh, you guess you got to make Iowa favorite, but really, like Wisconsin's going to win this basketball game." So,
yeah, no, I'm with you. There's something wrong with Iowa on the road. At home, they're a much better team, but on the road, they just don't have it. And I watched a bit of that Northwestern game, and they don't look right at all. I mean, the Creighton game last night was kind of a similar thing. Like when you rely on outside shooting and your outside shooting goes away, you really start to struggle with how you score and how you're going to be able to get offense. And Iowa, very similar to the Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton was at home last night and started missing a bunch of shots. I mean, I won't rant on it, but they got screwed by the referees at the end of that game. That was awful, but it is what it is. Jays never should have been in that spot to begin with. Credit Marquette for the victory. Shaka Smart's a really good coach. He's just a really, really good
Yeah.
coach and knows what he's doing. Marquette's going to be tough out in March, both Big East and a NCAA tournament.
Yes,
They're going to be a tough team to face. So,
Yeah.
our favorite thing about today is what?
One quick shout out to Manny's Pub. I guess that's where Rainmaker 512 is watching the show right now. Hopefully, you guys can put on the replay on Sports Grid at
Please.
midnight Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific. Watch the show. But again, Rainmaker taking us on the road to the bar to finish watching the show. That's obviously one of my
Phenomenal.
favorite things about today. It's great. And number two, my favorite thing about today is that we alluded to it briefly, but we had 2 shows before the show today. Literally.
We did. Yeah.
And we got more shows not on the show planned for the rest of the week.
Yes, we do.
I talk to you more than I talk to my wife, and that's okay right now.
Sorry.
It's fine. She understands. But it's full circle because things are happening. We appreciate all of you guys so much and girls who have been a part of the show. Tweet at us, communicate with us, watch the show live, watch the replay later. I went to the post office yesterday and dropped some new BVB lids. Surprised some people, some other people. They asked, and I finally got around to it. I'm working on it more. We're working on a store. We're going to have things happening. Be patient with us. Keep riding with us. It's going to be a fun, let's say, March. It's only February 22nd. We're working on shit. That's it. Just working on shit.
Got a lot of things going on. For me, my favorite thing about today, one, this show is a lot of fun. I love doing this show. 2, it is, I don't know. I hate cold so much that it's just
soft, man.
I got up this morning and I was just like, it's February 22nd and it's 31 degrees. It's cold. But just the knowledge that it's in a week, this is not going to be what we're going to be dealing with. And just
I hope.
that's no, the forecast is where it is. Just looking ahead and going we're going to get into this time where so many cool things are happening to Vegas. Like March Madness in Vegas is such a fun time.
Oh boy.
And there's so many cool things because we have a regional final here.
Right here.
So it's going to be here. And then we've got the Masters, which is going to have Tiger Woods in it. And so the handle is going to be through the roof because Tiger's going to be live.
Gigantic.
Then we've got, not every book does it, but the Derby, we've last 2 years, you're the horse guy on the show. So we got to get going with the horses. And we have the Derby coming up. We'll see if we can hit the try again with the Derby and come up with that.
Insane.
We got that going on. And opening day is right around the corner. And, we have a chance to, my work is going to start this weekend on baseball. I got to get everything together and figure it out.
Yep.
And it's just fun. I mean, we have people now, I don't know, I talk to people that I feel like I know. I've never met, but I talk to them daily who are part of the brigade, who we have conversations either on our Discord channel, which join it, bvbshow.com/chat. Come on in, be a part of it. Free invite, be a part of it.
Yes.
And or on Twitter, and they're DMing and sharing things and at Boston versus the book and whatnot. So it's amazing. It's a very cool time. It's everyone says after football, everyone scatters and goes on vacation. I'm like, yeah, no, we're good. We've stayed strong.
We're rounding up.
Yeah,
I don't know what people are scattering. This brigade thing's rounding up. People are talking about coming here and all these other things and meeting up in the cities they're in. They're inviting us to cities to do seminars and, gambling Q&As and all these things. We'll come. We'll just figure out a way to get us there. We'll come.
Okay, real fast. Just real before we go. Rob in Canada, his last name begins with a B, right?
Rob in Canada begins with a B.
Big Rob, right?
Oh, yeah, Big Rob. Oh, yeah, Big Rob. Yeah.
Okay, so him and I made a bet for who's going to go farther.
Oh, you're on your own with this.
The Bruins or a New York team. Okay. So we made a bet for Elijah Craig, which is my favorite whiskey.
Yeah.
But I told him, hey, if you find a bottle of Rip Van Winkle,
Oh shit.
you got to tell me.
Yeah.
He is currently at a restaurant and he pulls up the bottle
It's my
of
hero.
Rip Van Winkle. This is a $2,000 bottle of bourbon. this is I have
The way
dreamt of
Big Rob
drinking.
rolls, baby. That's the way
I'm-
Big Rob rolls.
I've dreamt about this bottle, and he just DMs it to me and you. Hey, by the way, he called it the bourbon versus the book, is what he just called it.
Top shelf, baby. That's top shelf shit.
12-year Rip Van Winkle. I mean, are you serious, Rob? I mean, that's not even fair, man.
Let's go.
That's so not
We gotta
fair.
go make the cigar deal. Then we got Rob getting us the top shelf bourbon.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
baby.
Rip Van Winkle doesn't advertise. They don't make enough bottles to advertise. It's
Okay.
so hard to find. It's like 2,000. It's like 2,000 bottles a year they produce. It's stupid. It's the best bourbon. Period. Hard to find. Period. And he just goes ahead and, hey, I got a bottle.
Man gets things done, just like
Oh yeah, he
Brad
does.
in
My
Shawshank.
God.
Get us done.
Very good.
Please. I gotta go do this show.
You're
with
doing
you
Sports Grid.
tomorrow.
He's
Yeah.
Dave, Matt Rafera, back tomorrow for Thursday's BVB.